we try to look at determinants of survival and relapse in breast cancer locally. This study was published electronically in the recently concluded ASCO meeting in Chicago, but I'll not go in details. Now, background, we know that what is called relapse-free survival in early breast cancer depends largely on stage plus those others. But let us not ignore the fact that treatment also determines relapse-free survival, because if you don't treat them properly, you don't get very far. We have been shown some a hint at some molecular kind of sources or evidence for relapse or relapse-free survival, which we are not going to go into. I want to go straight into this study. Now, the molecular markers of response, again, you can Google those ones. We'll not go into them. This is the biology. Now, biology, and I think Dr. Wasike is also going to mention something like that, start from the good biology, as you can say, to the poor biology down there. And this, of course, will depend on whether you have got laboratory capability to go into this. Now, staging, again, we are using the AJCC criteria if you are going to report this, but of course TNM is better. But TNM is so detailed that unless you are doing a study with very large numbers, following TNM can be very difficult, because in subgroup analysis, you are likely to have very few patients. Now, we were looking at 1,017 patients referred to an oncology clinic, a private oncology clinic, for treatment over a long period. Now, the bottom line here is that very few patients manage to get treatment, considering that we are in a resource-poor kind of setting. And that's the main kind of bone of contention and presentation on this study. That, okay, the adjuvant chemotherapy that was given, and we are talking about resectable breast cancer here, we excluded metastatic disease. Adjuvant chemotherapy was mainly doxorubicin cyclophosphamide based, but for the high-risk group, we did doxorubicin cyclophosphamide followed by the taxane-based kind of treatment. The study variables are what are there, age, histology, stage, grade, and the rest are shown.